y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, man. We will be dropping more fire because it seems like boxing is starting to pick up, man.
Yes, sir.
Which brings us to our topic today. You know who we with, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Ray and your boy Mo. What's up with it, Mo?
What's happening with you, man? Ain't shit, man. Ain't shit. Riding these streets. Out here in these Dallas streets, man.
I already know it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For the love of the city.
Yes, sir. Yes,
For
sir.
the
For the
love of the
love of
city, man.
money. Yeah.
Speaking of the city, man, Dallas' own Earl Spence Jr. Recently stepped in the ring with Fundora after Fundora questionable win. I do say questionable, and if you go check out the old videos, you'll understand why I say questionable win. But
Right.
Fundora's questionable win over Tim Tszyu. Earl stepped in the ring, and Earl basically promoting the fight. You know, like the
Yeah.
promoter he is.
Yeah.
Except he got Al Heyman in his corner backing him,
Right.
and but it also came out that the winner of Tim Tszyu and Fundora would have to face uh WBO, the WBO mandatory, which is Terrence Crawford. Since he undisputed champion, he's decided to move up. Everybody knows that, the champion gets first dibs when
Right.
he moves up. So Terrence Crawford was actually in position to get this Tim Tszyu Fundora fight, which is what it's supposed to be. But Earl Spence, being the draw that he is and the name that he is, he come in and he also dropped the post stating he don't wait in line. Basically, he don't wait in line. So we understand why Earl is in position to win this fight. I mean, to get this fight. And if he get this fight, yeah, I got him winning the fight too. But
Yeah, man. Earl is the money man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chime in on that, bro. Earl
yeah.
is the money man, bro. Earl gonna bring more eyes to the fight. He gonna put more asses in the seat. You know what I'm saying?
But why is that? Why is that? Because I feel like people don't understand why we say that. Terrence Crawford he did just beat Earl. He beat him badly. You know,
I check this out. Check this out. If Frank, right? Frank about to fight Tank. Okay, everybody was saying Frank ducked Shakur Stevenson and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
right?
And then boom, he turned around and get the Frank fight. You know what I'm saying? The Tank fight. So basically, he made a better decision for his career and his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And his wealth. You know what I'm saying? To generate that wealth. You know what I'm saying? For his next generation. So you know, basically, it's kind of like the same thing with Terrence and Earl, man. And Earl is long time member of the PBC, long time member, long time you know what I'm saying, having a relationship with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody
Al
know what
Heyman.
Bud don't nobody know what Bud gonna do. we don't know what Bud gonna do. Bud might take them belts and try to run off to the sunset, even though, you know what I'm saying, he contractually he really have 2 fights left. You know what I'm saying?
But see,
But
what I don't
you know how
understand,
them contracts go and shit like
I,
that.
I, I
Motherfucker,
got you. But what I don't
you know.
understand is if Earl wanted the Tszyu Fundora winner from the start,
Yeah.
why not sign the 3-fight deal with Al Heyman? Seeing as if, you
Right.
know, Tim Tszyu and Fundora were PBC fighters. So I'm
Right.
trying to see why
Right.
wouldn't Bud sign the 3-fight deal? I believe Bud wanted Canelo after Earl, and I believe he thought he would need Al Heyman. And then
Yeah.
now you got to turn around and go back to the hand that you bit. You
I
know,
yeah, yeah.
because he,
Yeah.
it's rumors out that Bud finessed Al.
Yeah,
You
that's what
know,
he said. Yeah, that's
I,
what he said.
I'm.
He talking about he finesse.
I
I
believe
mean,
that was
yeah,
said he finessed Al. So
yeah,
now
yeah.
you got to turn around and go back to the man that you finessed, and that
Right.
that might be why Bud will not get this fight.
Oh yeah,
Now there
most
now there are
definitely,
rumors out. I mean, yeah, if you think
most
about it.
definitely.
Now there are rumors out that if well we know that if Fundora chooses to fight Earl Spence, that he would have to drop the WBO title. He still does have the WBC, which him and Earl could fight for, but he would
Yeah,
have to drop the WBO title, which leaves that title up for grabs with Terrence Crawford versus whoever.
right,
Which brings us
right,
to our topic today. There are rumors that are saying Virgil Ortiz is
right.
next up for his shot at the WBO title at 154. Virgil
Yeah,
Ortiz, who we just seen fight, he's had one fight, I believe, in the last 2 years.
yeah,
Um, so he's very inactive. Terrence Crawford coming off the biggest win of his career, and he's also moving up to the biggest weight of his career
right.
um, to fight for a title. So we know he's coming in with the momentum. My question to you is,
And Terrence Crawford has also been inactive. By the time
yeah,
he
I
step in the
mean
ring,
since
by the time
July,
he step in the ring with anybody, it'll be past the date that he fought Earl.
they fought July 29th.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They fought
saying.
July
It'll be it'll
29th.
be either around that time or past that time when he fight. You know what I'm saying? When he actually step in the ring.
Right. Okay. But does Virgil deserve this opportunity? And that's the question of the
Eh,
day to me. Does
okay.
Virgil Ortiz, out of everybody that's been active at 54, does Virgil Ortiz deserve this fight? And how did Virgil slide in to be the number one? Because if you go to BoxRec and you look at the rankings, you know, I believe he was inactive for a while. And he
Yeah, he
said
was.
it, he said it number three for a while. So I'm trying to see, was this just the WBO picking, or did Oscar put that bid in for Virgil Ortiz? How was Virgil Ortiz able to get this fight if it's true that Virgil is going to fight Terrence Crawford for this belt?
But shit, man. I don't even know. To be honest, it wasn't no, he didn't fight any kind of eliminators. He just kind of slid up in the rankings, and I guess because they know his potential, and
Yeah,
he's been hurt. He's been kind of inactive because he been dealing with some medical issues and stuff like that. So
yeah.
and he was highly ranked at 147. So
Right. And this fight was rumored to be at 147 a couple
yeah,
years ago.
yeah,
They was actually trying to push Virgil Ortiz into a Terrence Crawford fight years
yeah,
ago. Years ago, Oscar, I guess
yeah,
Oscar felt like he had Bud's number years ago, but for some
yeah,
odd reason that fight wasn't made.
yeah, yeah,
Well, we know why. Virgil stayed hurt,
yeah,
stayed injured,
yeah.
you
He couldn't
know,
make 147.
and he couldn't make the weight. Now he's at 54. He destroyed a guy his last fight. He was super easy. Terrence Crawford is the man right now in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of how he got the fight, does he actually have a chance of winning this fight? And why does it almost look like a setup? Why does it almost seem like a setup is about to happen at 54 with Earl and Bud?
Shit, man, it could be, man. It could be another undisputed run. You know what I'm saying? Like another undisputed title. You know what I'm saying? Title bout. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I think and we were chopping it up off the air on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you brought something to mind to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they trying to make this rematch bigger than the first fight. You
Right.
know what I'm
That and
saying?
that makes a lot of sense.
Boom, and that's two. That'll be the first time. You know what I'm saying? You have two of the same fighters fight for undisputed again, twice.
In a different
That'll be
weight
the first
division.
time that ever happened.
Yeah, I believe I've never seen that,
I
unless
ain't never seen
I
that
know
shit.
Haglin and Leonard fought a couple times and
Yeah, they fought a couple
you know,
times, but it wasn't for no undisputed.
right. And
You know what I'm saying?
I know this is they're calling themselves throwback fighters, and this will prove to be true if Terrence Crawford takes this fight again. I believe now there were rumors out that said Terrence Crawford wanted to fight Earl Spence in a rematch, but Earl Spence pulled out due to injury. I don't know how true that is, but I do know Earl had surgery on his eye,
Yeah.
which puts the time back. And then there are a lot of fans that are going, "Oh well, Earl wouldn't take the rematch, but he'll go fight Fundora." I believe that this is Al Heyman trying to build part two. You know
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe Terrence Crawford stuck his foot in his mouth, and that's the reason why um he's not getting this Fundora fight. I do believe Fundora chooses Earl Spence over Terrence Crawford, and he drops the WBO. I have him losing either
Man,
way, but I do think he chooses Earl Spence. Financial reasons, of course. And Earl is
yeah, yeah,
already promising, he's promising everybody's gonna be in Dallas. You know
yeah,
what AT&T Stadium does,
yeah. Gonna be
you
in the
know,
city,
so
man. Yeah.
yeah, you know what the numbers gonna look like with AT&T,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Earl Spence back in Dallas. You know,
Yeah,
Fundora is gonna make a lot of money.
yeah.
I have him losing regardless. If he goes either
Yeah, he
way,
gonna lose. He gonna lose, bro.
if he goes Earl Spence route, at least you're gonna get paid, you know.
Yeah.
And Earl did come off a bad loss, so you have a better chance of beating Earl and
Right,
making
right,
more
right,
money,
right,
you know.
right.
Whereas if you got a guy like Terrence Crawford, who's you will get the recognition for fighting him, being in the ring
Yeah.
with him,
But you will
but you
not
won't
get the
beat him.
bag.
You won't beat him, and you won't get the bag
You won't get the
back.
bag. You gonna get your ass whooped
Yeah,
for little money. You know
for
what I'm
little
saying?
money.
You
Yeah.
fight Earl, you get your ass whooped for a big bag. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's what these fighters fighting for. They fighting for the money. Like all these fighters say the same thing. They fighting for the money. What Devin Haney and Bill Haney saying nowadays? Yeah, we want the bag. We want the money. We fighting for the money. Yeah, they ain't worried about no legacy no more. Niggas ain't worried about no legacy. Shit, what Tank been fighting for all this time? Money.
Now there are some guys that's in the sport, that are still talking legacy. You got a Shakur Stevenson
You got
who's
Dave
screaming
Benavidez.
legacy,
Yeah,
every interview,
yeah,
but
yeah. Man, he want the money.
he's turned down his two biggest legacy
Right.
fights
You know what I'm talking
because
about?
the
He want
bag
the
wasn't
money.
right.
Right.
Because the
He
bag
want
wasn't right.
the right. They just contradict everything
He
you be
just
saying.
contradicted
Man.
himself as soon as he opens his mouth. Uh yeah. So I do believe these guys are fighting for the bag. They can
Yeah.
say legacy for us, but we see otherwise.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I think Fundora chooses the bag. Fundora has already let the world know. He said, "Whatever my team decides." Well, guess
Right.
what? You're the fighter, so you're gonna make the decision. But he's already putting it on somebody else.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's already ready to point the finger, and
Uh
he's gonna come out and he's gonna blame his team for why he took Earl Spence fight, and that's
huh.
fine. We know why you took the fight.
Right.
To increase your income for your family. We know why.
Right. Right.
There is no hatred towards that. I feel like the people, these casuals have to understand because Terrence beat Earl.
Yeah. They feel like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Terrence
They feel like
deserves.
he got the. He deserved that shot. You know what I'm
He
saying?
does. But if you really
Which
think
I kind
about
of.
it, if
Yeah.
you
I kind
really
of
think
figure he
about it,
do too.
because if this was the other way around, and Earl Spence was the guy that didn't have a lot of fans, but he was the pound for pound guy, and Terrence Crawford was the guy that everybody wanted to see, but
Yeah.
Earl just beat the brakes off of him, and Earl
Yeah.
decided to move up, and Terrence Crawford gets the front door. I will feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will feel the same way. I will be like, man, he's not deserving of this fight, and you could say
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but you have to come to the realization of the other fighter. You have to think about the opponent,
Yeah.
and the opponent is fighting for his reasons. And Fundora has already took major losses. He's already accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He wanted to be a champion with his sister. He accomplished that.
Right.
Shout out to
Right.
him.
Right. Yep.
Now I think he's looking more about financial stability.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's looking more at financial stability. He could tell us all day what he wants, but I think when
That
it's
shit
all
don't.
said and done,
When them greenbacks in your face, boy, shit,
yeah, we yeah.
whole motive change.
Yeah, when that guarantee, when you look at that guarantee, uh, uh, from both
On Fundora.
fighters, and
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
Earl's bigger, and then you know the back end is gonna be crazy.
right.
You know, yeah, I think it's nothing else to be said. And then
Yeah,
if you had a better chance of beating Earl Spence, and then Terrence Crawford would still be there.
right, right, right,
If you can beat Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford would still be there
right. Maybe,
because
maybe,
I think
maybe
Terrence beats
now.
Virgil.
Hey, maybe now. I don't know now. Virgil a little ferocious. You know what I'm saying? Virgil
I'm
young. You
saying,
know what I'm saying?
but
And
I'm saying, I expect.
I can't just slide Virgil to the side like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if that fight get ordered, man, and uh, and he have to fight Virgil, because I already know Fundora taking the Earl fight. It was already set up from the beginning. Terrence
Right,
Crawford wasn't at the fight. You
right.
know what I'm saying? But Earl was. You know what I mean? So that shit was already set up before the fight even happened. So it's gonna be Earl and Fundora next. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be Crawford and maybe Virgil next. You know what
So
I'm
what you're
saying?
saying is
So
this was done without Crawford's knowing. This was done, but behind Crawford's back.
man,
Crawford thinking he had his position
Crawford
secure,
think
and he
Crawford
didn't.
think he a boss. Crawford think he the boss. Goddamn, like he said. You know what I'm saying? I dictate my move. Now you wasn't dictating shit when you was over there with top rank. You know
And
what I'm
I'm
saying?
hearing Crawford
And
is a
you ain't
hard
dictating
person to
shit
work
now.
with. Crawford is a hard person to work with, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
a
Nah, for
great
real.
fighter, but when
Nah,
it
for real.
comes to
Cause
these contracts,
you pulled out the
the
first fight
coin
with Earl.
flip.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
pulled out.
man.
You know what I'm saying? You pulled out the first fight where Earl went and fought David Avenese and this shit. So a nigga know I already. You know what I'm saying? You not already done business with the best businessman in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman. You not already done business with him. He already know how you
And
is,
you
bro.
finessed him.
Yeah. And you say
You
you
finessed him.
finessed him.
You
So
got
at the
one
same,
fight when you
okay,
should have signed a
yeah,
3-fight deal, and now
okay,
you got to turn around and
yeah.
go back to him for a
Cause the
Fundora
only
fight.
reason why you got that fight, the only reason why you got that Earl fight, is because Earl wanted you. You didn't want
Right.
Earl at first. You know what I'm saying? You
He
wanted to
said he
wait
didn't
out
need
your
him. He
little,
said he didn't need him.
you know what I'm saying? You want to test out your little drug, you know what I'm saying? Shit, your little PED shit. You want to test it out and make sure it work good. You know what I'm saying? You want to, you want to drain this boy. You know what I'm saying? And stall him out and shit. Keep him out the ring for a long ass time while you was
Okay.
fresh off a fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
So the
you know what I
question
mean? Yeah,
is,
you know the
so the
tactics.
question is Earl Spence a better fighter at 54? I guess we'll wait on that. We'll wait
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, we'll wait on that because
We'll wait
Earl
on
look a
that
little
because
big out there.
yeah, he did look big. He looked extremely big. He looked at 180 plus.
No, for
Uh,
real.
he looked at 180 plus, man. He looked at happy. He looked at
Yeah,
way
yeah.
more healthier.
Oh yeah.
You know, hopefully we get a better version of him. But I do think they're setting up Earl and Bud part two. If they
Yeah.
don't lose, if one fighter don't lose on the way to collecting
Right,
those
right,
belts,
right.
I see it again. I see we get it again. And I think we get a better version of it again.
Yeah,
You
oh
know.
yeah. We're gonna get a way better version. We gotta see, man. And that's another video, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned for, man. We gotta see who gonna train Earl. Cause the rumors going around that Earl and Derrick Jane they split. So, you know, we gotta see what that's about and see, who we gonna join forces with. You know.
Man, I don't know. I still think Derek trains him. I don't know how true that is,
Yeah, I don't know. I
but
don't know either. Yeah.
I think if Derek doesn't train him, then yeah, that just makes the fight even bigger. Seeing Earl in camp with a new face, a new
Yeah.
trainer, which means probably a new style. You know, but we know when all said and done, Earl's gonna go back to being Earl. A
Right.
lot of people say he's basic. A lot of people say he's just fundamentally based, and he can't. do anything else. Well, I'm telling you right now, I seen Earl in the amateurs, and Earl can do a lot. That was
Yeah.
in his youth. That was before the car wrecks and the alcohol. So
Right.
who knows what version we get? But let's hope for the best, man. And yeah, I'm hoping for this part two. I want this fight. A lot of fans, when Earl was calling for the rematch, a lot of people were saying, "I don't want to see this again. I don't want to see this again." So I can understand why Earl didn't jump right back in the rematch. You
Right.
know, you're
Right.
already screaming. You don't want to see it again. Okay, so let me
Right.
move up. Let me
Right.
move up, and let me show you guys I can be better
I
than who
still
I
got it.
was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then let's jump into this because I know Bud's coming up. I know Bud coming up. So I'm gonna meet him up there. And this is a good move by Earl Spence. Let's get a belt first.
Yeah.
Let's position ourselves first. And let's let him come up there and position himself. And
Right.
let's see how we want to do this. Do we want to we can
Right.
we can do it after the Fundora fight, and the Verge fight, or we can collect these belts and we can do it for undisputed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Two
know,
time.
two
Yeah.
time. It'll be three time for Terrence Crawford,
Yeah.
and that'll be history. And I know
Yeah.
and I believe you could say a lot about Bud, but Bud, that label, something that Floyd doesn't have. Well, he already has something that Floyd doesn't have. Floyd was never undisputed champion,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Terrence
Yeah.
Crawford was undisputed in two-weight division. So if he can move up and make it three, Terrence
Yeah.
will be putting himself in a position
And
by
Bud and
himself.
Bud and Bud is fresh. He ain't had too many tough fights in his career.
Now a lot of people may
You know
differ.
what I'm
Now, because I
saying?
got a lot of people in old videos telling me Bud's competition was better than Earl's. That he fought Olympians
All that
and
old
and
shit. All
and,
that
and,
man, get
and,
the
and
fuck out of here, man.
Kavalaskis was a bad man. Well,
All that shit. All
I believe that
that.
people have a right to their own opinion. I believe that Ugas beats a lot of people on Terrence Crawford's resume. I also believe um Terrence Crawford fought a lot of guys at the back end of their career.
I think
Like
Sean Porter beats Kavaliauskas. Lucas.
but Sean Porter's on Terrence Crawford's resume as well. That's why I ain't bring Sean Porter up.
Yeah.
He's on Crawford's resume, so
Yeah,
I
at the
give
end of
him
his
that.
career,
But
after all the wars and
I
shit.
believe
Yeah.
Ugas gives a lot of those guys trouble. And I
Yeah.
think Terrence Crawford fought a lot of those guys at the back end of their career.
The
But
back end. Yeah. So
neither
it's not
here or
the
there.
same.
I want to see part two, and yeah. So let's hope for the best. I'm hoping Virgil gets his chance. At Terrence Crawford, and maybe Virgil can stop the party. Maybe Virgil can stop the show. But that's for that's for us to see. Man, y'all stick with us, man. Keep rocking with us, man. We're gonna keep dropping fire, man. Till next time, Greedy Glove Boxing TV, man. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, man. We out.
We are.